Welcome back to Casual Bias Rugby. Done and dusted in Perth. South Africa victors, 30 points to 12 over the Wallabies. Scruffy game, very scruffy game. First off, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit disappointed. Not a bit disappointed, very disappointed. I didn't really feel nervous because I've always said the bomb squad that we're bringing on from the bench has probably got like a 12-point gap over what the Wallabies can offer, and we saw that. We literally played the Wallabies off the park in the second half. But obviously, we know the Springboks game. When it starts raining, it gets bad. It gets really bad. And then you're thinking, listen, we've got the physical dominance, so just keep on dominating physically. And like we did dominate physically, but we didn't get the scrum penalties via bad refereeing there. Like I thought the ref had a great game, to be fair, like overall, but at the scrum, ridiculous. Alan Alatua was literally holding on for dear life at every single scrum, and yet they got more scrum penalties than us. So I was kind of happy that we went into uncontested scrums. And speaking about uncontested scrums, I think that's the biggest load of bullshit that I've ever seen in my life. I hate uncontested scrums. I know you can't do anything else, but they got to bring in something else that you can do instead of just having a normal scrum when props go off the field. Obviously, two HIAs, I understand that has to happen. I just want a solution to not having 16 massive boys having to smash into each other, just stand there and do twiddle-dee, twiddle-dum. Like, it's boring. Come on. Anyway, first off, to be fair, like, I think we did well in terms of how bad we usually are in the rain. Like, you have to give credit to the Wallabies, how they kind of just took the points that was on offer. I thought Nick White had a good game, which really annoys me and all other South Africans. He just controlled the game, did his shithousery as he always does. Obviously, that bit him in the arse the one time where he did his shithousery, cost him 10 meters, and we would have probably gone for goal, but then we went to touch because we were right there. And obviously scored the points from it. So, yeah, overall, by the way, result, happy about it. Got the win, got the bonus point, got the max we could have got out of the game. So now we can go back and rest and focus up on the All Blacks. Obviously, I didn't make a video on the All Blacks. My apologies for some of you that wanted to see it. I worked this morning, so I couldn't see it live. I will only watch the game now in a sec. But the thing that I'm most impressed about is the way that we adapted to the conditions. We realized, listen, it's not going in our favor in the first half. Obviously, we had try-scoring opportunities that kind of just slipped away because of the weather, or handling errors because of the weather. If you just think about it, literally Colby's breakthrough, passing it to Sasha, who's got an open try line in front of him, couldn't hold on to it. Mapimpi getting tackled literally a meter before the line, could have slid over, but then obviously the ball popped out. So even Colby getting another breakthrough and then getting tackled with us really on the counter attack there. So a couple of opportunities in the first half really went begging. I don't think the scoreline reflected the game necessarily in the first half, but you got to give credit to Australia, who still stayed in the game for large parts. They hardly had the ball in the first half, but still they were only 2 points behind. Should have been 1 point in the lead if Noah Lolosio didn't miss an absolute sitter. So as bad as the Wallabies were this game, you have to give them some sort of credit somewhere in this game. Obviously, I think both teams would have wanted a more exciting game. It wasn't a great game of rugby. And a large part of it is the weather, where you don't know if your guy's going to hold on to the ball or not. So it is one of those things. But the Springbok adaptability to come out in the second half, change the game plan, kind of revert back to what has got us into this spot as world champions. Just using brute physicality, going back to the normal maul. I said it last weekend. I was like, why is all our variations working so nicely, but we can't set up a normal driving maul and score a try? And here we go today, scoring 2 tries from a normal maul. We had the one almost from halfway line, all the way mauling into the 22 of the Wallabies. So I was really impressed with that. That really gave me some hope again with that. Just looking at some of the standout players, I feel sad for Salman. I know I've been a bit hard on the guy, but he wasn't that bad in the game before he went off. But I mean, obviously, if you take him off, you bring on Eben. That makes everyone happy, unless you're a Wallaby supporter. But if you look at the standout performances, once again, Pieter Steph du Toit, I'm not sure who's man of the match, but in my opinion, back-to-back man of the match performances, absolutely brilliant. The guy's on such good form. Like, he looks unstoppable at the moment. I thought Marco van Staden had a scintillating game. Morten van den Berg had a good game. Very good game until he got subbed, and Grant Williams had a good game as well. Really quick ruck ball. I really enjoyed that. Oxenche coming from the bench. Steamroller, Malcolm Marks making a massive impact. I mean, just everyone kind of did their part in this game. Sasha, bit iffy game. A couple of, obviously, that try scoring opportunity. He had a couple of good moments, and then had a couple of absolute shocker moments, right? Like the kickoff that went straight into touch and those type of things. Just like silly mistakes, but overall, I thought he had a good game. I thought Lukani Am had a good game, as well as Jesse Creel on the outside centre. They were great in defence once again. Mapimpi, brilliant game today. Absolutely brilliant game, just showing that he's still got it. He's still fighting to get that number 11 jersey in the team. Obviously, Colby, I've mentioned how many breakthroughs this guy had. He was brilliant today. Absolutely brilliant. Apelile Fassi, probably the perfect guy for this game, under the eyeball. And he had a good game. It was an attacking threat. He was secure under the eyeball. I think he only dropped the one, which was very contestable. So overall, a good performance by the Springboks. I'm just sad that we couldn't put up more points or have more to show for it in that first half. But the adaptability of the team to really go out in the second half and play the Wallabies off the field was crazy. And so now it's heads down, looking forward to taking on the All Blacks. And you're thinking, like, from the Wallabies perspective, like, what is the way forward? Obviously, you've just played against probably the favourites for the tournament or the championship. If you look at what happened in the last 2 weeks, going up against Argentina, I think the result today that Argentina got against New Zealand probably gave the Wallabies some hope again. I don't think last weekend did them any favours by being played off the field and Argentina winning the game. But just the fact that you still know Argentina is that inconsistent team, with the way that they just got butchered today, that will give them some hope. And I think if you're a Wallaby supporter, just back the team to get those 2 victories over Argentina. It is going to be slow progress. It's going to take long. It's going to take long, but you've got to keep on backing your team. You've got to keep on sending the crowds out. Because I do still see that there is potential in this team. I mean, Joe Schmidt has just come in to coach them. And they've played against probably the best team in the world at the moment. And I mean, playing in a game like this with this type of weather doesn't do them any favours either. I mean, when you look at the creativity that they have with the likes of Tate McDermott, Noah Lolosio, Hunter Paisami, Len Ikitau, and then obviously their wings, Korobetti, Andrew Kellaway, and oh my goodness, I just completely forgot, Tom Wright at fullback. Like, those guys can pull something out of nothing. They want to run that ball. They don't want to revert to this kicking game, contesting for high balls, being on the back foot the whole time, wanting to defend the whole time. Those guys want the ball. They want a quick ruck ball. They want to really play the game. So obviously a game like today really didn't suit them. Going up against the best defence last weekend as your first real proper test, it didn't do them any favours. But I think a game against Argentina could really tell them what their future could look like if they go in fully prepped for that. They will get a bit more space. They will get a bit more room to move in and create something. So that will have to be the main focus for this Wallabies team. I don't think everything is doom and gloom like everyone else says. I think Joe Schmidt is a great coach. I think they've got a lot of talent in their squad. They just got to find their feet. And as I said, it'll take some time. But overall, I don't really have much to add to the Wallabies. It's just happy as a Springbok fan. Bit frustrated. Very frustrating game, to be fair. But overall, happy. Got the 5 points. We relax. We watch Trikus du Plessis. And we take on the All Blacks. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.